Hi everybody, and welcome to another 180 Markets Weekly Wrap. And today, friends, we are going to talk about the markets hitting a wall. But there is an escape hatch, and we'll discuss that. And we're also going to discuss interest rates and specifically the divergence between the Northern Hemisphere and Australia. But before we get to that, you know the drill. Like, subscribe to our channel, sign up to 180markets.com.au. It's totally free, and I promise you, you will find content you will find nowhere else on the internet. Now, as I mentioned, the markets unfortunately have hit a wall, and especially in the commodity companies. Yes, we are certainly noticing that. The last week in particular has been very difficult compared to 3 or 4 weeks ago. And what we are doing here is we are looking at those companies in certain sectors. As an example, in the copper sector, where there is certainly a long-term, very favorable supply-demand dynamic. We are looking at those companies, and is it too early to dip our toes in the water? We don't know, but it's certainly a place to look and to make sure you are doing your research. Now, I also mentioned there is an escape hatch, and specifically, I want to talk about medicine. We are, as we all know, in a golden age of medicine. And here in Australia, we are blessed because there are a lot of small biotechnology companies with extremely promising projects fighting off rare diseases, big diseases, and everything in between. And these companies are doing well, especially when they announce positive clinical data. And it is super exciting, not only as an investor, but also as a human being. So certainly this is a place to look if you want to find company-specific investment ideas that when they have good news, these stocks are really running. Now, turning on to the economy itself. I mentioned I wanted to talk about the divergence in the economies between the Northern Hemisphere and Australia. Australia has really come to a halt here in terms of GDP. But at the same time, employment is very strong and the number of new jobs being created is very high. But unfortunately, what this does mean is that our productivity per person is declining. And that is probably a phenomenon related to the market down here, where we are short on technology and big on natural resources. But it's certainly something to focus on, and also an area where the government really has an opportunity to step in and fund innovation programs, entrepreneurialism, and all that big technology using AI and so forth, because clearly that is a way to improve productivity. And now to talk about what went on in the markets themselves this week and capital raises, as always, Sean, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Greg. Dull, dull, dull. That is the way small cap world is feeling at the moment. Markets are not performing well. There is no liquidity, and stocks that are in my portfolio are falling. Don't know how you're doing out there, but we are finding it tough. Not a lot of placements this week as well. There's only one hold today, which is very rare. Let's take a look at the screens and see what's happening or what's not been happening. Only one hold today, as we said. That's for CZN, Correlated Mining. They raising money at 0.65 of a cent with a 1-for-1 free 1 cent option. They're aiming to raise $1 million. Good luck to the boys at GBA. They helping with the raise. And Correlated has had a pretty interesting last year, as we can see on the charts. The raise will be at a price lower than where they've traded for the last year. So hopefully for investors, that'll be the bottom. Another raise that went live this week on the 180 platform was Prospect, PRS. They raising money of 3.3. I think it was only for $1.1 million. Now, Prospect, I remember the last raise they did. Let's take a look at the 2-year chart. It was around here, I believe, but all I remember is after the raise, they had a massive run. So you never know, investors. Hopefully it happens again. And if the past repeats itself, you'll be very happy. Let's take a look at an old favourite of mine, not a current favourite, BMG. Another raise being done by GBA. Well done to GBA. You boys are really busy this week. They're raising money at a cent. Now, it's not a big raise, but there are a few things happening there, we believe. So, yeah, BMG, I used to love the stock back in the day. They used to, you can see around here, just used to move up and down a lot. I've got a lot of great stories and a lot of wartime stories about BMG that we won't have time to go through. Now, BTH was an interesting one. They've had 2 takeover offers at way higher prices than where they are now. They decided to reject the first offer, which was way higher, and then they had another offer, I believe at 25 cents, but obviously the directors believe that there's more value in there, but they decided to raise money at 10 cents. So I don't completely understand that logic. Like it's going to be very hard for the shares now to go above 25, but hopefully the directors know what they're doing and the share price can go up. Just finally, AUE, they did a raise this week, 33 cents, and that's where it's trading. It was $17 million placement. So yeah, awesome job there. It did come, there is going to be an SPP as well to raise another 3 million. So $20 million in total. Now, movers this week, as we said, there weren't a lot, and most stocks have been drifting downwards, but there's been one standout. New riser, NRZ. Take a look at this. Now, you can't even see on the chart because it's just the last 2 weeks, but this share was trading at 0.2 about 2 weeks ago, and there was a big line where someone sold their stock at 0.2. And now the stock has gone to 1.7. So that seller, we believe, could have made another, I think, $2.5 to $3 million. But hey, money's not everything, is it? One other mover we'll look at is BUB. Now, this used to be a trader's. The traders used to love the stock. Let's take a look at the 5-year chart. So we can see that BUB moves up and down a lot. 10-year chart over here is when it started its run. It was a bit lower than where it's at now, but this one used to be a market darling. As we can see, it went from a few cents to $1.40 in 2019, and since then it's back to reality. It's obviously a toughish sort of business, and we don't need to go through it. Now, just finally, last stock we'll look at is MRQ. Good to see them rebound. It was trading at 0.1 yesterday and today hitting 0.5, which is amazing. So well done to my mate Nivy. Yeah, hopefully you've made back your money, and yeah, maybe MRQ will continue going up. Thanks for watching the wrap. Hope you've enjoyed it. As we said, it's getting tough. It could get tougher, but hopefully it gets better. You've just got to hope. This weekend's going to be a bit quiet for me. My beloved Blues aren't playing, but there is some footy games on. It's cloudy outside, it's been raining, but we'll make the most of it. Have a great weekend, everyone.